Hello everyone. Today we finish up our journey into the world of Madeira rum. And just one more time for the slow kid in the back who's currently saying, wait, Madeira, I thought they made wine. Yes, they do make wine. Very, very good wine, actually. But Madeira, the island of Madeira, off the coast of Morocco, was also effectively the test bed for colonization. And it was also the test bed for sugar planting. And the tradition of basically cane farming has continued pretty much up until this day, and there's a whole bunch of distilleries there making rum. Now, last time, we tried out a bunch of unaged cane juice rums from Madeira. And today, we're going to do a whole bunch of aged examples from two different distilleries. So a little bit less than before, but three examples from... it's two distilleries, both on the east end of the island. We've got, I'm going to mess this up again, Engenhos do Norte, North Mills, if you like. And also, Reizinho, which is also on the east end of the island, but kind of on the southeast edge. A much more recent distillery. So these are all aged cane juice rums. And the idea of aged Madeira rums should get your wheels spinning a little bit, because you immediately think, oh, right, they have the wine there. Can you age this rum in those wine barrels? Yes, you can. When I was looking up these bottles, clearly I have one and the rest is just samples. I couldn't tell which of these were, in fact, aged in ex-Madeira barrels, but I'm guessing a bunch were. One is an ex-Madeira brandy barrel, which will be fun. But let's taste through these things. We'll try them out. So we got 3 from North Mills and 3 from Reizinho. Actually, 2 different editions of their 3-year-old. So this should be fun. Let's get started. Wait, I should tell you about this bottle. This is a bottle I bought. It's the same brand as this, which is $9.70, but I don't think they came up with the brand name yet. This is from Faria and Filhos Sons, which is a Madeira bottler. And this is the Ingvar Thomsen bottling. It's a barrel. Barrel number 194. It is 8 years old. Distilled 2010, bottled 2018. 53.6% alcohol. No indication of cask, but I would guess, just based on the color, it's probably Madeira wine. Somewhat light on the nose. There's some cocoa shells. Not chocolate itself, but like the little shells you can make tea out of. It's a fairly subtle nose, or maybe my nose is just stuffed up. I don't think so. It's just kind of slow to come out of the gate. There's an earthiness to this. There's a kind of a freshly picked mushrooms with still clumps of dirt on them kind of thing going on. Lots of black pepper. Prune, like sweet prune, dessert prune. More kind of chocolatey stuff. A little bit of like a brownie thing happening. Some just random rocks, roadside gravel. A little hint of like a heavier honey, like a honeydew honey. Yeah, let's go with that. Some baked apple. A touch of like toasted orange peel, maybe. A little citrus. A little bit of a halo of flowers in there. It's interesting. This is not... if you handed this to me neat, I would never mistake it for an Armagnac or something. But there is a little bit of Armagnac-ness to it. It has a little bit of that energy. Yeah, but it's not an intense nose. It's a pretty reserved nose, but there's some complexity once you dig into it on the palate. Ooh. Fun. This is different. My first thought is like chocolate-covered banana. There's a really intense banana thing and a really intense chocolate thing, and they're kind of melding together. It's also very dusty. You're getting that kind of like dirty soil-covered mushroom thing in this again. Also a certain grapiness to this. Let's go with like mashed raisins, prunes again. That little like slightly rotting apple thing, but nice. Overstewed tea of some kind. What kind? Like a... Let's go black tea. Awesome, maybe. Just basic awesome tea. Black pepper. I mean, it's a fun flavor profile. I will say it isn't... doesn't have a whole huge ton of presence in the mouth. It's a big old burst of chocolatey banana yum right up front. Oh, some flowers too. Sort of a little halo of floralness. Kind of a little bit vague, but it's there. It's a big explosion of yum up front. But it doesn't hang around too long. Not a short finish, but not a long finish. And the mouth length is not amazing. It's this is pretty far, not that far from the equator, but it doesn't feel like it isn't behaving like an 8-year-old rum. It isn't like completely like attacking my palate. It's light, refreshing ish for this flavor profile. Oh, that orange peel thing again. Like one rock, one sandy stone. Lemon peel as well. It's in there. Okay, the more I pay attention to this, the more I get, the underlying Agricola rum that I tasted, what was it? In the last video that you saw, which I did like 2 weeks ago. It's nice. It's got complexity, but again, it's lighter than I want it to be. So we'll give this a squirt of water, maybe 2, and we'll come back to it, see what happens. I feel like I could go more, but I don't want to drown this. It's pretty light as it is. Okay, moving on. This is this is the brandy cask. So same stuff, different vintage. Well, I have notes. I wrote notes. Let me pull up my notes. Right. This was distilled 2016, bottled 2023. So I think it's the most recent bottle on the table currently. It's by the same people, but they renamed themselves 970 after this bottling, apparently. Don't ask me. And it was aged in a Madeira brandy cask, but otherwise, same stuff. Cane juice rum, short traditional column still, 53.9% alcohol. Here we go. Okay, there's a little bit of like a industrial factory kind of nose to this. Lots of it smells like the back room of an auto shop if you just like threw black pepper, whole black peppers all over everything. That's kind of, that's my first thought. Very dark, very grungy. We're not, it's not, we're not in crony territory. It's not overtly rubbery. It's just kind of like, metal and hot, slightly gross oil. Certainly some black pepper. There's some campfire ash on this. Like a tobacco thing, like a really dark roasted burley or something. There's a kind of dark green nuttiness. Prune on this as well. That same kind of like vague florals kind of thing, which is hard to nail down. That's back. That orange peel thing is back, although it's like covered in old motor oil. Yeah, I mean, different notes, but similar vibes to this one. It's just there's a quiet complexity to this, but it's just not hopping out of the glass very much. Okay, there's some clove as well. Maybe some, what is that? Not nutmeg. Allspice, almost like a jerk spice thing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a jerk chicken element to this. Okay, on the palate. Oh, 53.9%. Did I mention that? Yeah, I think so. First thought, I do like this better, a little bit, just because the mouth presence is better. The finish holds on a little bit longer. It still doesn't have great mouth length on it, but just presence is overall a little bit better. But this is a grungy mofo. Again, I feel like I'm drinking motor oil with little bits of motor still floating around in it. Black pepper. That little bit of like baked apple in here. Yeah, that's in there. Burned lemon peel, burned orange peel. A couple of pebbles, a little bit of rockiness. Allspice, clove. And just kind of like an industrial, gross oiliness, like dirty motor parts. No tire fire, no Coroni stuff on this, but we are in industrial territory. Prune again. Little hint of like golden raisin. Very austere, very kind of dark and dirty and grungy. That the kind of dirty mushroom thing I was getting in this, it's still here, but it's much more dirt than mushroom this time. Yeah, I like this. And like, there's a certain kind of person who likes rums, who is going to like this a lot more than me. And if that's you, you probably know it just by hearing my talking about it. I am going to give that one a little bit more. 3. All right, and this is the last of the North Mills. Okay, this is a 15-year-old. Yes, it is. Okay, again, bottled by 970, which is the same as these guys. This is... Oh, these two are not single barrels. They're like larger lots. But this is lot 29419. And it was distilled 2004 and bottled 2019. And that's essentially all the useful information. 50.9% alcohol. I think that is the lowest thing here. And, yeah. See what we got. Oh, my God. Yeah, so with the previous one, the brandy cask, I know I was warning everyone, the crony crowd, not to get too excited because it doesn't have that, overt tire fire thing. This is bringing a little bit of an overt tire fire thing. This is bringing a little bit of that SLD Vendome still Coroni thing. It's not as overt as Coroni, but you are getting tire fire, and the auto shop is still there, except it's on fire. But you can smell the burning metal and plastic and oils. This is grungy stuff. Sorry. Very grungy stuff. Beyond that, but there's like a layer of flowers on top of the ashes. Very floral. There's a couple of like stones again, like roadside gravel, something like that. The dirt, the mushrooms, they're still there. It's just like the context has changed by the sort of power of the industrial fire notes. Dried cherry this time, along with the prune. Lots of black pepper. Black Cavendish tobacco. It's a little bit of a pu'er note, like cheap, cheap pu'er, but nice. On the nose, probably my favorite of the three, but I'm a little bit scared of the oak on this. Here we go on the palate. I think this is my favorite of three. It's not what I expected. It's we have a dessert with clove in it, and it starts to numb your tongue a little bit, but in a different way than you get with like Szechuan food or something like that. That's what's happening here. I feel like I'm eating a very clove heavy dessert with like cinnamon and cardamom, some allspice. I mean, after the brutal industrial fire character of the nose, this comes across as a little bit of a softie. It's very clean on the palate. I mean, it's not clean. It reminds me of it's sort of what I wish Barbancourt 15 were, if that makes any sense. Orange peel in there, minerality. The dirty mushrooms thing is still there. Prune. A little fig, actually. Yeah, I like this. It's I have complaints about The mouth presence still, it's got better mouth length. It still fades just a little bit faster than I'd like it to. I'd like it to stick around just a little bit more. But overall, yeah, this is a very, very delicious little rum. And I'm going to add some water to it, and we'll come back to it. 1, 2. That is the oldest thing here, and it's like 3s and 6s from here on out. All right, we switch distilleries. Reizinho, in the southeast of the island of Madeira. This is the one I thought smelled like gasoline in the kind of unaged video. Oh, what are you? So the good news, it has not lost the gasoline thing. Oh, it has not. What it has become is it's almost become... Imagine you had some really good caramels, like little caramel candies, and you like just drop them into your gasoline and then you pull them out and you decide to smell them. That's kind of what this... It's gasoline and caramel. It's wild, and I kind of dig it. Some white pepper. I'm sure there's other... Oh, wait, I should tell you about the strength, right? So there's 2 versions of this. This is the distilled 2015 version, so properly bottled circa 2019, and it's at 61.2%. We have a stronger version after this. Certainly some minerality, just some wet stones. Gasoline caramel. I didn't know this was a thing I needed in my life, but here we are. Tea leaves. Darjeeling tea leaves. A certain nuttiness to this. Although maybe that's just like the caramel. Maybe it's like a nutty caramel. This is so fun. Oh, and there's a little bit of like a sea breeze thing. There's a little bit of like a a maritime character to this. I cannot wait to taste this on the palate. And this is what this channel is all about, honestly. I've never tasted anything like this before. This is totally new to me. So we're carrying through the gasoline caramel thing. Those components are still there. We're also adding a really intense hot chocolate component to that. Really good hot chocolate, too. Tea leaves. Again, I'm going to go Darjeeling. Black pepper. Clove, again. Cinnamon. Ooh. Olives. It's a weird combination of flavors. It really is, but it's got such a charisma to it. It's a confidence to the way it's presenting itself that I can't help but just kind of like go with it. This is terrific. The rocks again, like seaside rocks, seaside stones, sea breeze, fennel. We're drinking rum here. We're absolutely drinking rum here. It's not I wouldn't know what this was if I got this neat, but I would guess the category. It's just a different kind of rum than I've had before. And I haven't even gotten to the thing that's really impressing me about this, which is the mouth presence and the development. These are way older than anything over here. Like, the oldest thing here is 6, and that is younger than the 7-year-old of this. But this 3-year-old has terrific development in mouth presence. It really does. Like, the finish is holding on longer, and it's more flavors holding on longer. The mouth length, we're tickling my tonsils a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I feel like the thing is scraping the inside of my mouth, of my cheeks, with black pepper and sea rocks and caramel gasoline, and I'm really digging this. Let's see what you do when we take you down to strength. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I mention the nuttiness? There's a nuttiness to this. What kind of nuts? Like almond butter, maybe? I feel like I could go more, but I'm going to leave it there. Okay, on to the second 3-year-old. This edition was distilled in 2018 and bottled circa 2022. So this is one you're more likely to find. And it is at 62.6% alcohol. It's a little bit more conventional than the 2015 one. I might be able to get cane juice rum if you handed this to me. In fact, there's certain resemblances to Alambique Serrano. Yeah, you're still getting a little whiff of gasoline, but you are getting like toffee, caramel, and black licorice, and a little bit of fennel, rocks, seaside rocks, sea salt. It smells fresher and more Agricola-y than the last edition. Black pepper. The same tea leaves thing, Darjeeling leaves. Mixed olives. So yeah, it's as if we took the elements here and just kind of shifted emphasis a little bit. We're shifting away from the gasoline and even a little bit away from the caramel towards more traditionally rummy notes. The aniseed fennel stuff, the maritime stuff, the olives. Definitely, it's a little bit of a tangerine thing, tangerine peel. Also, lemon lime peel. It smells fresher. I don't know if I like it more, but it's a fresher rum on the palate. Have terrific mouth presence, man. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, North Mills. Like, I think these are much younger rums, but they are just they just have more power to them. It's not just the proof, because I can tell you right now, it's going to hang on to this power even when I try them, proof down. Caramel, toffee, hot chocolate, black licorice, fennel, olives, prunes, figs, a little bit of gasoline, the tea leaves thing, rocks, beach rocks, and citrus peel. More on the kind of bergamot peel end of things. We're getting into tea Earl Grey hot territory with this. Also lime peel and lemon peel. It's not as weird as the previous one, but in terms of absolute quality, it's kind of right there. Like the mouth presence is really good on this too. No, hold on, one more time. I mean, it feels lighter because it feels lighter because it has that brightness to it. There's more citrus and kind of rumminess coming through. But when you actually, pay attention to it, no, it's getting tonsil wise. It's hanging in there, and it's kind of like scraping the insides of my cheeks. This is good. And finally, from the same distillery, but 6 years old, this is the Reizinho. 6-year-old rum Agricola da Madeira. Distilled 2016, bottled circa 22, 23, somewhere in there. And it's a step down in strength, 52.6, but I think still cask strength. And here we go. On the nose. Forgive my silence. It's a little bit more reserved on the nose than the previous two. I'm getting a lot of fruitcake. But good fruitcake. Oh no, there's a little whiff of the gasoline thing still there. They haven't lost that. More fruitcake. Cocoa nibs. Cinnamon. Allspice. Fennel. Not so much licorice, but we're getting fennel. Strong ass English breakfast tea. And a little bit of like an industrial fire. It's as if like you're really, really far away from the industrial fire happening here in the 15-year-old, but you can still kind of catch a whiff of it. But then you have like the gasoline, like a little bit closer than that. Rocks. We're getting a little bit of that kind of like dirty mushroom thing from these guys. I wonder if that's just like a Madeira cask thing, or if it's just like a Madeira, cane juice rum aged in Madeira cask thing. It's a really rich, beautiful nose. Do I like it more than these two noses? I don't know if I do, but I'm enjoying it on the palate. Yeah, I shouldn't have doubted them. This is very good. I don't know if it's better than these two, but this is very good. Very similar profile to the nose. Fruitcake. So, what is fruitcake made of? You've got your dried fruit, figs, prunes, raisins, whatever other dried fruit is on there. A mix of dried fruit. You got your cakiness. You got your cocoa shells again, your chocolate shells. Your strong, really strong brewed English breakfast tea. Dirty mushrooms. Orange peel. A certain nutty that kind of like dark roasted burley thing. That's back. Really like nutty, super duper nutty tobacco. A little bit of florals. In fact, a little bit more florals than the last two glasses, if anything. It's not as prominent as on the North Mills, but they're there. And I mean, in some ways, the most straightforward of the Reizinho rums, but it's certainly delicious. I could pour this for a lot of people, including Armagnac nerds, and they would really enjoy this. So let's give this a squirt of water or two. What is this at? 52.6. Let's give it 2 squirts, see what happens. 1, 2. Give it a little bit more. A little bit more. 2, 3, 4. And yeah. Let us taste through these one more time and give them scores. On the whole, despite the youth, I'm kind of enjoying the old Reizinhos more. They just feel like it feels like the distillate has a little bit more character to it, and that matters. Okay, back to the 8-year-old, which is mine, on the nose. Okay, we kicked out. I mean, we still got the kind of cocoa shells thing. We've kicked out actual chocolate this time. Like just good old like Lindt 75%. I'm still mad at them like bringing in the soy lecithin. It was better without it, guys. Yeah, more kind of overt Madeira wine notes coming out now. There's still the florals and a little bit of the minerality kind of reminding me, oh, this is a rum. But yeah, it's very driven by the wine now. And that's okay. This is yummy. On the palate. Yeah, fun things happen with aged cane juice rums, Agricola rums. So often, they can just kind of taste like bourbons or ryes or Armagnacs or cognacs or whatever. Like they can just kind of disappear into the wood a little bit and take on that character. This is not doing that on the palate. You're still getting a heck ton of dried fruit, but like overstewed tea, Quercus robur notes. I don't know if that's what this is. I would think it's what it is, but beyond the European oak, you're getting Agricola notes. You're getting like these bright citrus peels stuff. You're getting intense like sandstone rubbing along your tongue. The florals have reasserted themselves against the cask. This is winning me over a little bit. I had my doubts. But this is the fact that the spirit is kind of coming out now that I've added water is a very good sign for me. Even the mouth presence is a little bit better. Yeah, the spirit has come out more. And everything is just a little bit more firm. It holds in a little bit longer. Even the mouth length is a little bit better. I don't want to go too crazy on this. This is good. I like this. It's better than an 84 plus. It really is. I'm going to give this a full 85, even though it's more like an 84 plus 1. 85 points. Good little effort. It's one of the few Agricola rums. Claret is a different story. You know, like wild fermented stuff, crazy stuff, that's a different story. But Agricola rums that kind of maintains its Agricola-ness into relatively old age. I like this a lot. Nice. Let's move on to the 7-year-old brandy cask. Again, it's the sweetness that comes out. There's imagine cake made out of motor oil. That doesn't make any sense, but imagine that with like some chocolate glaze on top. That's kind of what it smells like. It still smells dirty as all hell, but it's like dessert dirty motor shop. Okay, on the palate. Interesting. Does not step up as much as this one did. But it was kind of a little bit ahead already, so they're a little bit more on par now. I mean, it's kind of it presents as a sweeter version of the same rum. That's essentially the same. The sweetness has come out. Mouth presence, it may be a hair bit better, just a little hair, but not by a whole lot. Hold on. I'm going to go back to glass one. These are on bar. These are different profiles, but very close quality-wise. Yeah, this first one started out in 84 and kind of gained a point with water. This guy started out in 85 and is still in 85. So let's call it an 85. 85 points for the 7-year-old brandy cask. I need some water. Jesus. Glass 3. 15-year-old Madeira rum from North Mills. This was my favorite of the bunch before. Let's see what it's got now. Ooh. There is a... What is that? A lemon lime soda thing emerging from this now. I mean, it still smells... very dominated by... You're still getting the industrial fire thing, but now there's like lemon lime soda and a little bit of dried fruit. Good old Quercus Robur coming out. Yeah. I like the nose before. I think I like it even more now. It's you're getting now some really nice rum Agricola notes that have somehow remained intact despite 15 years in this friggin' cask. Colored by, dried fruit and overstewed black tea, and also an auto shop on fire. And that's what this smells like. I like this. On the palate. This is the best of the three, but not by that much, honestly. The palate doesn't change as much as the nose did. Palate is just like again, a little bit of sweetness comes out from where it was before, but otherwise we're still on that same profile. I love the dirt though. Whatever that dirty mushroom thing is that the casks are doing, I'm enjoying it. Not killing me, but it's very good. 86 points. 86 flat. And let us move on to the Reizinhos, which were kind of my favorites going into the second round. But let us see how they hold up against water. On the nose. 3-year-old 2015 vintage. I don't know if this is going to win the flight, but this is my favorite nose of the bunch. Easily, because it's just so different. Gasoline caramel. I love this. What are you getting now? You're getting more flowers. You're getting more flowers and a little bit more like a spritz of lime juice in your gasoline, maybe. Some more minerality coming out. I don't know anything about these people, but they do good stuff. This is very good. On the palate. This did not have problems with mouth presence before, but it's even better now. Oh, that's really good. It's chewy. It's chewy gasoline caramel. Really fun profile, complex, punchy, and it really just overpowers them. I mean, not overpower sounds bad. It really kind of commands the mouth. I like this. I think this is fabulous. Can I find an 87? I'm scared I'm not going to go there. I'll go 86 plus though. 86 plus. Excellent rum. Well worth seeking out. Let us see if the more recent edition of the same is just as good. On the nose. Again, it's not as crazy as the older one. It's more buttoned up. It's more fresh. More citrus. But now we're getting lemon bars. It's again, all of these are kind of getting more desserty with water, which is not something I hate. Yeah, lemon bars, florals. Even a little bit of herbaceousness coming out on this now, like a little parsley. time you add water, the wood comes out. Here it's almost withdrawn. It feels like I'm just nosing at absolutely fresh, beautiful cane juice rum. Rocks, seaside, touch of olive, touch of fennel. I mean, really nice on the palate. A little bit like the first the North Mills, the spirit reasserts itself. It just like pushes right through the oak and reminds you, punches you in the face, but in a nice way, with, hey bro, I am a cane juice rum. Like, lemon, lime, orange peel. Just straight up seawater with a couple of black olives thrown in. Rocks. Big old halo of flowers. If you pay attention, there's some kind of like chocolate and tea notes that creep in on the mid palate transition to the finish. But it's the distillate is punching its way through so well. Good mouth presence. Gun to my head, I don't like this as much as the 2015 edition. I feel like that one's just a little bit more complex. But this one's right there. This is an 86. 86 points for the 2018 vintage 3-year-old from Reizinho. And we are back at the 6. Let's take us home. This one too, it kind of brightens up. It gets a little bit more fresh with water. Just a little bit more minerality creeping through, some more like lemon peel, or almost like lemon pith, really, happening. We still got that kind of fruitcake core thing going on. But, yeah, more citrus, more flowers, more rocks. On the palate. Yeah, my main thought is this is something you could bring to a room full of Armagnac nerds, and they would kind of fall in love with this. It's very peppery. It's got the black pepper and clove thing. It's numbing my tongue a little bit. It's got the fruitcake thing and the overstewed tea thing. So they're on board. But then it's got a little bit of fennel, a little bit of like a sea breeze thing. Citrus peel, again, is kind of the story. And a little whiff of gasoline, which makes this fun. Mouth presence steps up the water. Gets a little... I'll give this the same score as the old 3-year-old. I'll call this an 86 plus. So yeah, very consistent scores. Everything, the lowest score is an 85 and the highest is an 86 plus. These are all pretty good. If I'm totally honest, these are all pretty good. 85, 85, 86, 86 plus, 86, 86 plus. So clearly, Madeira can make some really good rums. Now, my personal favorite... this old 3-year-old, I gotta see if I can still hunt down a bottle of this. I love the gasoline. What can I say? I love gasoline caramel. Thank you for watching. This is kind of what the channel is about, right? This is just exploring spirits and flavors and combinations of flavors you haven't had before. Like this is what makes my job fun. Thank you for watching, and cheers.